Hi! Let's have a conversation!
Paul has no sense for the
Personal
creative
space.
process. Creative
You're in my
process.
space.
Stop. You're okay with me being in your space sometimes.
So what are we talking about?
You're on leave. Maybe that's why you're so, I
I'm
don't
on
know,
leave.
feel free and easy to
I am
voice your...
enjoying leave
Are you?
because I'm not doing anything.
Got a little scrub
Yeah,
going on.
got that. Don't have to shave. I don't have to do anything other than just normal little things.
You're not
And,
coming back to any events?
Yes. No events afterward.
You don't
Like for the
have
first
to-
time ever, I'm not coming back and having to run right into something.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, so we had 2 weeks where, I don't know,
Yeah.
you're going to come back a changed man.
It'll be strange.
Yeah. So what about today's been so nice? Today's been the first day of leave. First day of leave. Why has today been so great?
Well, I just said it was relaxing. So.
No.
I haven't had to
Did
do
you say
anything.
that?
Yeah,
I didn't hear you.
I did. I said that.
So you've been relaxed. But tomorrow we're taking off possibly to another country.
Right.
How's that going to be?
If things go well.
If things go well. Space
And-
available. It's really awesome. But it is a little nerve-wracking. So
yeah, we've talked a lot about traveling before,
Yeah.
and it's not my. Well, there's two types of vacations really. You got your stay at home, chill, relaxed vacation where I could just like take a nap, maybe watch a show, read like 4 pages of a chapter of a book, play a video game, and take a walk, and that's like cool. That was like I'm relaxed at that. Because nothing is expected of me, and just hanging out with the kids and you, and that's nice. Maybe we got to eat at the end, right?
yes.
Then there's vacations like where this is your kind of vacation, which is go, see things.
New things,
yeah, right.
adventure we haven't done before.
Go somewhere where you can't speak the language, you know, these sorts of things. And to me, that seems like kind of a stressful vacation a little bit.
I know. And when we first got married, I think neither of us really understood the difference between those two types of vacation. So when we said vacation, you pictured that one thing, and
Yeah.
I pictured the other. And so it made for some conflict, I think, when we first went out to different places. Like when we went
because you know.
I had a plan in my head, like New York City, like we were going to see it all and the different neighborhoods and the different buildings, and we were going to try different foods, and I was following this cool map, and at the end of the day, you were like, so what are we doing today? And you had missed it, like the experience, like New York was what we were doing, and that drove me crazy because I felt like, you know, you'd almost deliberately undercut this amazing experience that I had planned. And I took it very personally.
Yes, because you really valued that, and you were
Yeah.
saying, you heard me saying, you know, I don't value
Yeah.
what you value.
You were
In fact,
saying-
what you value is stupid,
Yeah.
and what I value is not. Right.
Right.
So,
When are we going to relax is what I heard.
yeah,
Can we please go sleep?
because we've been walking all day, literally. You know.
Yeah, so that I think forced us to talk through, you know, how we were going to handle vacations, because I mean, you know, it's a lot of money, and it's a time that I spend planning, and you're not working, so we might as well make it a worthwhile.
So this one that we're about to go on is
The adventure type.
it's the adventure type. This is really your vacation, not really my vacation.
No, because earlier we did the go to the beach, just do nothing, you know, and that was kind of tough for me sometimes. Although if I'm going to do nothing, I'd rather do it at the beach than anywhere else. But like there were days where I'd sit, you know, for the couple hours in the afternoon just at the condominium, and it was driving me crazy. But that was because that one was more for you.
So what I would normally do in Adventure Ones is try to make you not enjoy it, so we would never do it again.
Yeah, that was your underlying like. Well, that was a big waste
or
of
if
time.
not on purpose, at least that was the effect.
That was.
And so,
Yeah.
eventually, after you know, God told me that was probably not the best way to love my wife. I decided, okay, well, what can I do, and what is just kind of beyond me, right? So
What were reasonable expectations?
right, that's a good way to put it. So I came up with this whole 1/3, 2/3 rule.
And that was really helpful.
And I'm not talking about how to take a picture here. I'm talking about the 1/3 of the day we have to just chill, stay somewhere,
Yeah.
because I cannot go
all day.
3/3 of the day.
Which is kind of how I am. I'm much more like, you get up, you have a plan, you leave the hotel, and you're out all day doing stuff, and then you come home at like 11, exhausted, fall asleep, and do it all again the next day.
Right.
That to me sounds wonderful.
And I just said, I love you, but I can't.
Yeah.
Or it would be very hard to be sanctified for 3/3 of the day,
Right.
In that kind of environment.
Yeah.
So could we do 1/3, 2/3, where I don't care if it's in the morning, the afternoon, the evening, that's all, you decide that. But 1/3 of the day, please let us
Just relax.
just relax somewhere.
Yeah.
And get something to eat maybe, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Go back to the thing and sleep for a little bit. That's cool.
A siesta.
Yeah, there you go.
See, Spain you should love.
Right.
Because that's kind of built into that culture.
And so you agreed to do
I did.
that, and vacations
seems
have
like
been much
Much better. Yeah.
And so I know that in the 2/3, my job is to help you enjoy those 2/3.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
Be in the moment as much as you can.
be in the moment, remove obstacles
Take care of them.
named Jack, Brennan, and Meg, our 3 children.
Remove them, stash them somewhere. Wait, where are the kids? Just enjoy yourself, honey.
They're in the luggage. They're in the trunk.
We don't ever lock our children in.
Yeah, no.
You're more like, you watch out for them. You're
Right.
aware that, they're looking tired. We need to feed them. Someone needs to go to the bathroom. So you're aware. You're not relying on me to take care of everything in those 2/3. You're actually helping me.
Right. I'm trying to make it because I know that the worst thing is not that I have to go on this vacation. The worst thing it would be for us to go on this vacation and none of us enjoy it, having spent a lot of money,
Yeah.
and we get back home and we're like, well, that was terrible.
Wasted.
Let's go do it again next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So I want you
yeah.
to enjoy it. My goal is to say, okay, how can I make this enjoyable for her,
Yeah.
especially those 2/3.
Right. Right. Because you want to see that time.
Right. Then I get
As well.
relationship points. Relationship points.
The
right?
love bank.
Yeah, exactly. I had to put a whole bunch of money in there, whatever
Yeah.
that looks like.
You do. And I think, too, in agreeing to that 1/3, 2/3, for that 1/3, that's when I say, I'm going to really limit distractions. I'm going to make sure that we truly relax in the way that you would consider relaxing, not I would consider relaxing. Like me, relaxing would be like walking around an art museum. That seems relaxing. So it's not my perception of relaxing, it's yours. And that's when I get to love you during
Mine
those
would be
vacations.
finding a corner of the art museum, a little bench somewhere, and just taking a nap.
Oh my word. Under a Van Gogh. There's Paul, he's asleep.
There is a Van Gogh somewhere, I'm sure, but I'm just going to take it.
I like this bench. What did you see in the art museum? They have great benches. That's about right. So yeah, loving each other during that time makes it the whole vacation much better. And not putting the expectations like the way I view it is the way you should view it, or vice versa.
Right. You're not saying, oh, did you just love those 2/3? You're not asking.
I'm not
that.
asking you
because
that, yeah.
because you know that I
Probably didn't.
probably didn't love them, but I wasn't. Neither was I grousing the entire time.
Right.
I'm trying to love you, and if you enjoy it, then we're good. That's a good 2/3. So
You
we
can't
don't have
say
to put.
Yeah.
We don't have to go any farther than that.
I
I'm like,
survived it.
did you? Then yes, it was the awesomest 2/3 ever.
Yeah. And hopefully we're actually also modeling that for our children, and showing them that you can do things that you don't love for the sake of another person. And you know what? In loving them, you actually enjoy it more yourself. Basically, selfishness doesn't pay off.
Right.
It's kind of what we're trying
Well,
to teach
you could
them.
say this. Jesus said it's more blessed to give than receive.
That's true.
And so
And Jesus doesn't lie. So
yeah. And so when we have to by faith do that, and it's true.
Yeah.
You're drinking my coffee.
Okay.
I guess it's more blessed to give than receive.
Yeah. Just into practice. Holy Spirit led me to.
Okay. So the other thing that I think helped me out, at least in these vacations, is I kind of have this three goods: good food, good company, good
You did come up-
conversation.
When did you come up with that?
I don't know, but it's been so whatever. I don't know when I came up with it, but you would be willing to say, okay, even in the 2/3, if I can throw in some good food
Mm-hmm.
in my 2/3, well, that makes it a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know
For
that
me.
you may not value, you will never value like monuments or historical sites or whatever. It's never going to happen. But you do like food. And so if I can, when I'm planning my amazing day in New York City, I can include really great places to stop and try good food, or a place where we could sit and talk, like the park or whatever. Then I know that I've actually increased the chances that you are enjoying the whole experience. So that is helpful. And that's, whereas, if I'm going, I might be like, let's just get, granola bars and applesauce and a water bottle, and we can just keep going, power through the day. And
What's the point?
science
This sounds so terrible to me.
I could live on granola bars and water bottles if I had to. That'd be fine if we got to go do cool things, regardless. So, yes, so now when I'm planning, I think of you and think, how can I add these things in? Good food, good conversation. I assume you mean with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is the conversation better than the food if you had to pick?
I would say this: compared to seeing things, good food is what makes seeing things worth it.
Yes.
And then the good conversation, of course, as much as that as we can have, is good.
You still didn't say you like conversation more than food. But...
I like conversation during food. Good conversation during good food. Force multiplier.
Yes.
Boom.
Okay. I won't push it anymore.
So good food. No. Good enough.
Yeah, so that's how we handle
It's good
vacations. It's good enough.
Good conversation and good food is good enough.
It's good. Although that's about your view of life. It's good enough. Oh my. How did we end up together?
Anyway, so we'll go on this adventure. We'll let you know how maybe it went afterward.
Yeah.
And but I no longer dread them.
You used to dread vacations?
Yeah, a little bit. Now I look at it as a pretty good opportunity, and I know I'll get my thirds of the day in there, so I don't have to fear that it'll be all seeing things.
You really made it sound like I'm being terrible.
She plans very well. Like any travel person would love it.
And sometimes, actually, I've also learned you can't force a memory. Like, we are going to go make memories. If you really love something, sometimes you just go do it on your own and you enjoy it. Like, there have been times when I'll just go walk around part of the art museum by myself. And I'll enjoy it. And I won't, expect him to have the same level.
I'll hang in the food court with our kids.
He'll be snoozing on
And
the
see
bench.
that removing those obstacles.
Yeah, actually, sometimes you do that. You're like, I'm going to go take them, we're going to get some food, and you go wander around, and that's fine. And that works out too. So, adjusting your expectations, it's not like giving up. Sometimes I think it felt like I'm giving up. But it's not. It's actually being smart and saying, how can we have the best experience possible? So that's what we're shooting for. Best experience possible. Hopefully.
So would you like any more coffee?
No, you can have the rest.
I don't know. It's more blessed to give than
I never
receive.
finish all my coffee anyway, so see, this is probably bad. All right. I think that's all for now.